With all that being said, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through. I have a single channel amp here. It's a Paul Reed Smith blister tone. I've got my amp set. I'm going to set it up for clean. I usually run it with a little bit of crunch, but for this demonstration, I don't want anything adding or taking away from the distortion coming out of the pedal, so I'm going to run this amp completely clean for this demo. I think what I'm going to do is, at first, we're going to run it at the 9-volt setting, because that's where most of you guys will run this pedal, as 9 volts. And then after I run through everything and we finish up, I will then turn around and I'll pick a setting, and then I'll head-to-head this against the 18 volt and see if you can actually pick up and hear a difference. I'm telling you, I know you'll feel a difference, but I'm not so sure whether or not you'll hear it. So let's get everything plugged up, turned on, and ready to go, and get myself turned on. So let me get a little more energy drink in me. It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday, so I need the energy. What we're doing here today is I've got the Blister Tone 50 set up for clean-ish. Now, Blister Tone 50 is not a Fender, so I mean it's not going to be a sparkling clean, but it's pretty clean. I've got the controls on the Blister Tone set at 12 o'clock with the exception of the treble. I have the treble cranked up a little bit only because I've had my Blister Tone, I've had it modded to take some of the highs out because I'm not, I like a darker sounding amp. But for this purpose, I needed a little bit of the highs put back in for all you guys that don't play like I do. So I think this would be the equivalent of the treble set at 12 on a normal amp. So we're going to explore how this pedal works at 2 different tunings. I mean, there's so many different tunings out there that, you know, what I basically took is I took the majority tunings of most of the stuff that I listen to and the stuff I know my friends listen to. So the 2 tunings we're going to be using today is we're going to use this guitar, which is a Suhr Custom Modern, and this one is tuned down to C sharp. And then after this one, we're going to use a different Suhr Modern, and it's going to be tuned to E standard, you know, to E standard, and that way you can see how it works, because pedals operate different. I mean, the amount of distortion, the gain, the response of the pedal, your amp, everything else operates differently as you alter the tunings of your guitar. Like one big basic quick thing, like a lot of young players, new players, I won't say young, but new players don't understand, or not that they don't understand, it just takes them a while to figure it out, is that when you're playing at a lower tuning, you don't need quite as much distortion. So at a lower tuning, this pedal will sound like it has more gain than it does at necessarily at E, but it's not. And also lower tunings kind of helps the pedal have a more heavier sound. So we're going to start off now. I've got the pedal set up for a unity gain. I'm going to put the air and the EQ at 12 o'clock, and we're going to start off on, hold on, let me check these settings again, I forget. I've got it set at the 100 watt mode, or straight up and down, which will have the least amount of compression. And just so you can get an idea of how much compression is going on, here is this is with it set in the 100 watt mode, which is straight up and down, the least amount of compression. To show you the amount of compression, here is the clean note, the distorted note. So now that is with the gain dimed out. And now if I play that same, if I hit that same note, and if I take it up to the 50, which is down, you go, that's that 100, that's the 50. See how the volume dropped? Here's So you can see how far you are off unity gain now. So in order to make up for that, you would have to turn your volume up. But now you've got a little bit more compression going on and a little bit more sizzle. Now we're going to take that same thing. Now I've got it set up for unity gain here now. Might have had unity gain a little high. So now I'm going to go to the 25 watt mode. See how far off you're off unity gain yet again. Now you got to crank the volume up even higher on the pedal to make unity. But now what you have is even more compression and more gain. So, now what I want to do is that we've shown that, what I would like to do is I'd like to switch over to the 18 volt operating. So now, that same thing, I'm still at the, I haven't touched anything, I'm still at the 25 watt mode. I haven't touched anything. I've just moved it now to 18 volts. To me, it just feels better. Now we're going to take it back to, my favorite setting is about the 50 watt mode because that has just the right amount of compression for me. Get back to unity gain. Now, so we've went across what happens when you move the switch backwards and forth. Now what we're going to look at, we're going to take a look at the tone knob first. This is the tone at 12. Well, everything is in 18 volts right now. And if I take the tone all the way to the right, super bright. If I take it all the way to the left, you get super dark. Now, the air right now is set at 50%. Now, listen, here's the cool thing that happens. Now, here it is with the tone set all the way to the left, which is with the majority of the highs just dialed out. Now, I'm going to crank the air now. So now I have that super dark sound, but I still have now where I usually run is more like now the cool thing to look at on this is we're going to take the volume up a little bit more here too. Crank it right there. See what We're going to take the drive knob and we're going to see. Here's the drive turned all the way down. So now we're going to take the drive to about 8 o'clock. So here's clean. Good martially growl. Hold on. What am I trying? Let me turn this air down a little bit. Take the gain, we're going to push it up to 12 o'clock. As you bring, and of course as I'm bringing the gain up, I'm having to adjust my volume to keep it. Now we're going to take it to 3 o'clock. Now we're going to take the gain full bore. So now, the biggest difference is if I take that and I put it back to 9 volts. At 9 volts, you're going to get, well, I'll just show you. At 9 volts, you're going to get more compression and a little bit more distortion. So I take that, I plug the 9 volt back in. I haven't touched anything. And like I said, the main thing that you'll notice there is that in the 18 volt version is more open and amp-like sounding than the 9 volt version. Neither one of them sound bad. I just like the more openness of the 19 volt. I like it that it just feels a little bit more amp-like. Another thing about this is that it accepts signal just as well. So like, you know, if you felt like at 18 volts you're not getting quite enough gain, I have a JHS, not JHS, excuse me, it's a a Jet City overdrive pedal that was designed by Guitar Slinger Effects. So I take this little overdrive pedal and I boost the JHS with it, and I go from So now also, since this guitar comes equipped with a blower switch, another thing I can do is I can dime out my drive, because I can roll down the output. So quite as well because I got the gain dimed. But now if I wanted to, I could turn, let's say I turn the gain down to about 3. So now if I didn't want a pedal jump or anything, and I had to do like something, I had a little bit of delay, put my reverb back up. Could do something like that worked. So I mean, it's really good, versatile pedal. I guess the only thing really left to show you at this point is just to let you see how it sounds tuned to standard. So let's do that real quick. Okay, first of all, I want to correct something I said before. The white guitar, how I missed this, I don't know. The white guitar is actually tuned to E standard. So everything you've heard so far has been the pedal at E standard. Here it is at C sharp. think of anything else to show you about this pedal. It's just well made. It sounds good. It's not a one-trick pony. I mean, you can do a lot of things on this pedal. So I mean, it just does a lot more than just one thing. I mean, it's just a good sounding pedal. Take it up just a little bit more, and you can get to the. And that sounds good. And that's just to gain halfway up. Then you dime it, and it's just great. I bought it, last but not least, I bought it because I really like the tone that I got when I was writing certain parts, and some of the other pedals I was using they weren't quite getting some of the subtlety of the parts I was doing. And I love using my blower switch. So I had this, which is And that, in a nutshell, is the Andy Timmons signature pedal by JHS. My personal opinion is I think it's one of, if not the best, overdrive pedal on the market today. Best thing I can really say about it is don't take my word for it. Head down to the first place that you can find that's carrying one and audition it. Head to head it against everything they have in the store. And I won't promise you that you'll pick it because, you know, pedals, amps, guitars, all this stuff is subjective. But I will promise you that it will stand up to and beat a lot of the tried and true pedals that you're used to, a lot of your go-to pedals. So it's worth you at least giving it a try out. Anyway, I'm Glenn H2O. This has been Gear and Review, and this has been the Andy Timmons pedal by JHS. Subscribe.